how you can collaborate with local pet businesses to get pet portrait commissions. Hi, I'm Sema Martin. I'm a pet portrait artist and I have been for the last 10 years, and I'm doing these daily vlogs to help you with your pet portrait business and grow your sales. So if you want to do no social media and you'd rather do more offline things, then collaborating with pet portrait businesses is a great start. So the first thing I would suggest doing is printing off a load of posters and flyers and getting yourself some business cards. So I actually have a template pack that will help you. I've designed it all for you. There's 4 different styles of posters and flyers and business cards. It's all there. You just have to drag and drop using Canva. So if you've already got your own designs or you use mine, get them printed somewhere. Start with 100, and I mean 100 because it's a really good number to start with. And go to your local pet businesses like a groomer's, a vet's, any dog-friendly cafes, cat cafes, anything that loves animals, even adoption centres, any charities, animal adoption charities, anything like that. And go in with your flyers and ask them if you can put one up, either in the window or on their notice board, anything like that. Just say, hi, I'm a local artist, I draw pet portraits. Can I put up a flyer in your cafe or wherever it is? You know, be polite, be nice, be open-minded. If they're like a direct no thanks, then fine, you understand. But if they're like, maybe not, then give them something, offer them something. Say, maybe for every sale that you get through their establishment, they can have a 10% commission. You know, with a pet portrait, you can be selling them for £200-300 each minimum. So if you did get one for £200 throughout their establishment, then 10% isn't too much off for you. But it's like, you know, it's a nice little boost for them. So offer them something. It's a great way, an incentive for maybe even them to start talking about you, handing out your flyers. Maybe you can ask to leave business cards. If they don't want you to stick up posters, you can ask, well, can I leave some flyers or some business cards with you on the counter or somewhere where customers can reach and access and collect, and go through everywhere in your local area. And I would also suggest the surrounding towns as well, because you want to be known locally. You want to be known as the local pet portrait artist. I would also suggest beautifully framing one of your examples, either drawn or one that is a print or something like that looks very high quality, that looks like it is the original but isn't, if you get what I mean. Frame it beautifully, maybe with a name plaque, as if you were giving it to a customer, and then go into any of your local cafes or gift shops or anything like that and saying, can I hang this up as an example of my work? Would you like to have this on your wall? You can keep it. And if anybody asks about it, you know, give them this business card, or have your information on the frame or near the frame or something like that. So when people look at it, they'll see a beautiful example of your work hanging there on the wall of a dog or a cat or whatever it is that you're trying to sell. And then they've got their information right there next to it as well. So it's really important to always have your information. So make sure, if you don't have a website, that's fine. Have an email address. If you haven't paid for an email address, that's fine. You can use a free one. So my one used to be like semamartin@gmail.com. Now it's hello@semamartin.com because I've paid for it. But if you're just starting out, you don't have to pay for it, but just open a new Gmail account anyway that sounds professional, that is your name ideally, or your business name. If you've got like a cute pet portrait business name, make sure it's very clear. So any way that they can contact you, whether it's email, website, or phone number, make sure you have that on the frame, near the frame, on your business cards, on your flyers, on your posters. So contact information is the most important thing that you are giving out. Another thing that you can also include on your posters and business cards and things is examples of your work. So I want to make sure to be very clear about this. If you are trying to make pet portrait commission sales, you need to have examples of pet portraits on your advertising stuff. So don't have wildlife, don't have, I don't know, a random dolphin or people or anything like that. Only have pets. So say I'm trying to get more cat commissions. I'm going to be really specific. I want more cat commissions. All of my posters that I print off, all my business cards, everything that I'm going to give out will have examples of cats and nothing else. And that's how you draw attention from the cat lovers, from the cat owners. Again, the same thing if you want to get more dog commissions. You'd print out flyers with dogs on it, not with wildlife, because I understand wildlife and birds and things would be great to advertise your skill level, but you're not advertising that. You're trying to attract dog lovers or cat lovers. You're trying to attract owners rather than trying to show off your skill level or your interests. So they are very two different things. So you have to make sure that you are putting out what you want to get back. If you want dog commissions, show them examples of dogs and only dogs. If you're an equine artist and you want to get more horse portraits, then you would only put stuff out that has horse portraits on them. You wouldn't be showing people a poster of a dog if you're asking to draw their horse. So you just have to make sure that you're very clear, and then they can see examples of your work. It's so important to do that. Other things you can do is talk to local dog walkers. I remember I used to go on Gumtree, find a load of dog walkers in London. I messaged each and every one of them saying, if I send you a bunch of flyers and business cards, you'll get 20% of every commission that I make if you give them out to the owners. And they agreed, and I got a few sales from there. It was actually quite fun to do. So go and talk to local dog walkers, pet sitters, all that kind of stuff. They're also businesses, they're also right next to your market. They're talking to the dog owners, they're talking to the pet owners, so they would be a great in to those owners, the pet owners, for your pet portrait commissions. So go and talk to them, go and find them, go on websites, maybe local notice boards, anything like that, and try and find these people. Offer them some sort of incentive to get them to actually give out your flyers and business cards, and then send them a bunch. So if it's a dog walker, don't send them loads of flyers with cats or horses on it. Send them a load with dogs. They are dog walkers, they are walking dogs. They obviously are, in touch with dog owners. So send them flyers and business cards with dogs on it. Very specific. It was very clear, very specific. Then everyone knows, what they're seeing, what you're doing, who you are, that kind of thing. You can't be any more clearer than that. And the same thing with, say you go to a cat cafe or cat sitters, pet sitters. Pet sitters, you can be slightly more varied. You could have a couple flyers that have a few different examples on: cats, dogs, rabbits, that kind of thing. The classic 3, I suppose. And you could give those out as well to the pet sitters. And I think that would be a really good way to get going, especially making sales through your local area, making connections, networking with people, because you never really know what opportunities will come about just by telling people that you are a pet portrait artist, whether or not they want to share your flyers or put up your posters. Just by going into your local establishment and saying, "Hi, I'm a pet portrait artist, I live just up the road. I do this. Can I put up a flyer? They know about you and they didn't know about you before. So you never know what kind of networking connections you're going to build just by talking to people again. And I think that's really important. So if you want to know any more ideas on how to spread the word about your pet portrait commission business, then please click the link below, sign up for the Business of Pet Portraits course. There's also a prospectus that you can now download for free and learn all about it. And subscribe and follow for more. Thanks. Bye.